All right. Well, I am so
Okay.
excited that Amy is here. Amy.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Awesome. Hey. Amy, where in the world are you?
I am in Florida, which is usually sunny and beautiful. Today it's overcast, and we won't talk about all the lines in the sky. And
Ah,
my family's out in the river in a boat, so I'm sending them protection and love and peace and also all those people who drive their boats like crazy people. I'm sending them love and protection and peace because they don't have enough, and that's why they drive crazy.
oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. What a great answer. How did you come to Substack? And when did you
Uh,
start your channel?
Man, I can't believe it took me so long. I'm sorry, I should have turned off my cell
That's okay.
phone. I didn't really understand Substack. I was just subscribing to it in the beginning because I was the only person around me who thought the way I thought about a few particular things. And I needed to hear other people talking about that. So I started subscribing to many people. And then I realized you can just write there. You can just start. And I was like, oh, maybe I should do that. But
Yeah.
I have a lot of nervousness about writing because I've had my writing used against me before. I've had people read stuff that they weren't supposed to read and then use it for not great things,
Mm.
which we won't get into, but it has made me extremely hesitant. And also, I've been so wrong for so long about so many things
Ah,
that I know that if I could look back and see many things that I had said over the last 10 years, I would be filled with regret. So it's very important to me that I think about what I say, but also I can't let that keep me from saying anything. So it's a really hard line to walk.
yes. And I mean, I appreciate your integrity around that and your awareness around that. Because it's true. I feel like the internet is operating as a mirror, and there's a lot of people not getting that. But if you use it as a way to reflect what you are and what you're putting out, and you can learn from it and study it and improve, and streamline your integrity and your honesty and your intention and your truth, it's a really good tool for that. So, you know.
Yeah. I kind of go back to my previous posts just to see what I've written, and I feel this sense of terror. Like, oh, what did I write? And then I
Mm.
read it. I'm like, okay, I might have gone on too long, but that was okay. I mean, it can stand. So I have learned a little bit of the value of keeping it a little bit shorter, though, because since I subscribe to so many people, now I understand how much reading is involved.
Yes. On the other hand of that, I appreciate your thorough commentary, because it indicates to me this such a degree of thoughtfulness. I always can feel that you're ingesting what people are putting out there, and you're synthesizing it and putting something back out of value. So there's something to be said for your longer commentary as well. But
Well, thank you. I appreciate the people that make a passing comment, as I'm sure you do, because
yeah,
sometimes that's the best you can do at the time. And also, it's hard to hold everything in your mind after you've read it while you're commenting.
yeah, I
So I
find
like
that
to
hard
kind
too.
of keep a note to myself what I want to say while I'm reading it. That helps me to kind of
Yeah,
go and make sure I don't miss anything important. But also, a lot of people are sharing really important stuff,
yeah.
and I don't want to walk around in it, just frivolously.
Yes. Yeah, well, I can feel that you honor that. It translates. Yeah.
I can't believe this is happening. It's like an out of body experience.
I know, it's so wild, hey?
What's going on? Are you
I
really
know.
here on my
It
computer screen?
it's so wild. And it's funny because I missed doing this last week because it was the first week I hadn't done it for the first 5 weeks that I started this, and I really missed it. And there's something really magical happening where we're putting a person behind the typewritten words on a screen, and it's just wild. So it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm just a noob. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Same.
I'm just thrilled to be here. And I support
Same.
everybody. And I think that's one reason that I'm here, because that's why I'm here in my real life too. is I really like supporting people.
Yeah, I can
So,
feel
and
that.
sometimes people can come across a certain way that puts other people off, and I can give them space longer to kind of figure that out, sort of.
Yeah. Yes. What is the significance of your Substack name? What
Oh,
is a
well,
name really?
yeah. Well, I had just heard on Pro 777 radio about all of the malarkey about our birth certificates and the
Mm,
corporation names and all that kind of stuff. And it's hard to know when you hear all this stuff if it's real or not. It seems perfectly real to me. But I mean, I've said that about 100 things. So
yeah.
I don't know. But what is a name really? I mean, what does it even mean? And so I just started thinking about that. And I didn't know who I wanted to be on here or why I was here. And I didn't know what I wanted to say or who I needed to protect or who might be looking over my shoulder, having a conversation with me, but not without my awareness. Um, so I just decided to go with the pseudonym and the question itself.
It's great. And I really love the day I found out your name. So it's funny because maybe that discovery of what your name is answers the question a little bit. What is a name really? And for me, it felt like a palpable shift towards more intimacy and knowing you better, just knowing your name,
Oh, right. Yeah,
oddly
that was
enough.
important to me at the beginning because I didn't expect to make actual friends here. I don't mean to be flippant. I just had no idea what I was walking into. And
Totally
once I
fair.
started actually connecting with you guys, I was like, well, they have to call me my name, or this is just weird.
Right?
And plus,
Right?
that's so much work to write a whole sentence.
I love it. But it's interesting how and again, I don't know what that is because I'm with you on the construct, especially with the dead names and the maritime law and all that. And that is real. I love that stuff. That's a fascinating field of study,
Yeah, I don't discount it at all. I just I try to reserve just at least 10% on any subject.
which is wisdom in my book, really. What is your relationship to writing?
My whole life, I've been a lyricist because I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Um, I don't sing per se. I do sing to myself, but um, I've just, I went 10, 15 years without a piano.
Wow.
And one day I was cleaning out some construction area because I had to ride my bike at that time because they took my license for not paying child support.
Mm.
And I was biking 25 miles a day to chip concrete and clean up construction sites. And I was in the building and I just had this poem take my whole body over. And I just wrote it down and then I lost it. But it was about playing the piano and it was about music. Um, and that kind of thing has happened a lot. When you try to suppress your creativity and convince yourself that your life is over, it's like, no, sorry, but I'm going to slap you upside the head with a great song or a poem, and you're going to cry your eyeballs out. And then you're
Yep.
going to feel better, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
And another time I drove away from my home where I had my young child and my husband, and I needed some time away to think about the past that I had been through because I'm starting this new life now as a full person again. And I drive away from home and I just park in the rain somewhere and I make up the song that I shared with you guys on my Substack, which I didn't sing for you, but someday I will play for you. Um, and that was about that time period. So it's always been breaking through.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. I completely relate with what you're saying.
I
So
was thinking
wild.
about trying to take you into my music room with my crappy piano today, which sounds like a player piano. And pardon me, everyone, I'm just going to give you my caveat. I've been sniffy this week because I poisoned myself with gluten. But anyway, I was going to take you into my music room and play Rachmaninoff for you this morning. There was a guy doing a roof across the street. I opened the window and practiced Rachmaninoff. And then I practiced Cuando el Pobre for him because he was Spanish and I assumed he might know this song. But I'm not taking you in there yet, but I'm coming as far
We're
as
going to
music
do
is
that for
concerned.
part 2 because that sounds amazing.
We'll see. Yeah, that
Okay,
would be
good.
cool.
We'll
Maybe I
do
could
another
that.
podcast where it's people showing us their art in their home or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh, well, I
awesome.
have one friend here behind me. This is a silly robot. Oh, and there's a painting over there, which is a glow in the dark uh painting on MDO board
Is
that
that
see,
yours?
yeah. Previously I had done realism, but this was me having fun. And Robot Love, it was the show that I was invited to put this in. And
Wow.
you had to make a robot to be in Robot Love. So this is Fazon,
Oh,
the
hello.
robot. She wanted to be here today. And this is my statue that I put my rock in when I'm having problems that I don't want to think about. And I
Oh,
just give them to him and he helps me not think about it.
beautiful. I
That's
love
show
these
and tell.
things. And I love your painting. I'm very intrigued. It's tantalizing because I can only see a portion of it.
Oh, you can. I'm sorry. I should have
That's
pulled it
okay.
in.
It's
Oh,
okay, but it looks stunning. There we go. Oh my goodness.
well, I mean,
Wow.
it glows in the dark.
I
So
love
that,
that it glows in the dark.
yeah,
What a
I
fun
did. I
surprise.
thought that was lined up, but I guess I
No,
didn't
that's
really
okay.
organize my stuff.
That's okay. No, it's great. It's great. Leave them wanting more. It's a thing.
Here's half a painting.
Why was your first piece on Substack? Your first piece.
Well, here we go again. It was I am afraid to write. That was my first piece.
Ha.
I'm afraid to write. And then I said, forget it. We're dreaming now. That was it. Because I was talking to myself. And I just put it there because I had to put something there. Because as you know, as soon as you want to do a thing, there's 100 reasons why you can't do it today.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I just said, you know what? I'm doing this. So I just talked about the latest dreams that I had and I just rambled on. And there I boom, I put it. And you guys were so nice. You guys are all so nice.
I mean, really, it's a pile of angels over
I
there
love
on
this
Substack.
place. You all of you people
It's
are
amazing.
important to me. I love you.
Aw, I love you too. And I know I'm not alone in saying that. I know I'm not, it's too early to cry. So next
Yeah,
question.
sorry. Well, I already have this like sinus thing going on. So, oh, by the way, be careful watching this podcast or you could possibly get disease X, you know. I
Oh,
mean, watch out because
yes.
I
Right.
have watery eyes and a sniffy face. So beware.
Beware. Don't touch your computer.
Achoo!
Cool. Okay, so what is your creative process? And do you
Chaos.
want to speak to any of that? Do you feel like do you have a posting schedule or
No, at first I didn't want to share AI stuff because I know people have such a negative view. And but I was having fun with it and I was like, whatever, just do it. I mean, what's the point of keeping them all looking at them yourself? They're pretty.
yeah,
So just see what happens. And I'm doing like 5 different jobs right now. I'm a pianist, I do pressure washing, I'm helping my friend get his business started. I'm working on grant writing for somebody. What did I leave out? I mean, I cook 3 meals a day, I take care of the house, I do the finance, I do all this stuff. So I only have so much time. But when I'm in front of my computer, it's so tempting to just pop in, make a couple of cool little things. I don't know why I'm making them. Maybe somebody said a word that I was interested in, and I want to incorporate that and see how it turns out. And
yeah,
so there's no plan at all. It's all just like stream of consciousness. And then at the end, I have this big fat folder of images. And I'm like, okay, how can I put these out? And then I
yeah.
just put it together. So far, that's what I've been doing.
So for anyone watching this who hasn't familiarized themselves with Amy's incredible artwork and
Prompting.
storytelling, I mean,
Thank you.
and I gotta say this. I would never have considered myself to be an AI proponent to any degree. And in general, I'm not. And and you even,
Me
I know.
neither. I was
However,
complaining about the name of that show.
right. It needs to be stated that you are creating a new art form because I've prompted images on my post with the AI image generator. I'll be like, water, monk, boat, and I have 3 to choose from. But clearly you are really incredibly creative and insightful when you come up with these prompts, because you're creating imagery. They all blow me away. And it's like you're showing me a color I've never seen before. You're
Well, that's
really
the
getting my
digital.
eyes are feasting on things they've just never seen and never imagined. And then when I look at this I'm taken aback when I look at
I
your
mean,
art.
I understand what you're saying. I appreciate it very much. I mean, everyone has the capability to do it now because all you have to do is make a Word document for everything. You just make a Word document for this kind of architecture, make a Word document for this kind of camera terminology, etc. And then as your interests grow, you just have documents and documents, and you have to have a new external hard drive for all of your pictures and whatnot. But then you can just string them together at your leisure and see what happens. And it's just, I mean, everyone can do it, you know. I'm not,
Well, yes.
that's
However,
it.
I
But I
love
understand what you mean about the impact of the images that
yeah,
the AI makes, because at first I was overstimulated. That's part of the reason why I wanted to share them, because I've always had this weird thing that I thought maybe I might have a little synesthesia going on. But
yeah,
now that I understand more about how the world works and how everything is energy and waves, I think maybe a lot of people have that, right? And
right.
maybe it's normal to
It's
see
just
that stuff. But
dormant.
I don't usually just go around talking about it, like, oh, while you were singing, I saw rainbows of light shooting out of your head. That's people don't usually take that well.
True.
But with the AI images now also impacting my brain, on top of all the stuff that I see in the air and all of the things that I see in my imagination,
Yeah.
it was a lot. It was really overstimulating at first.
Yeah.
But I think I've acclimated to that, and I wonder what the implication of that is. And I'm also
Right.
interested in how that'll affect my art when I start making it, because I feel like I have a different approach to composition now.
Wow. Wow. Very cool. The other thing that makes your art very particularly special to you, and I see it as an AI Amy collaboration, because it isn't just the AI generating these images. Again, I don't think you should underplay your part in it. But the other part that is entirely amusing is the way you connect them together with your storytelling. And I am I you sometimes I'll read a sentence you say and it is so funny to me that I can't even laugh. It's that
What
funny.
is
Like, that's how funny I'm like, "Oh my god, she just said the funniest thing, and I can't even laugh." Like, that's how funny it is to me. And your piano competition with your different you're so whimsically creative, and when you say the synesthesia thing, it really makes sense to me about you, because there's something special going on there, sister. You have this alchemy with what you're doing, and it's one of a kind. There
thank
are gonna be other people making AI art, but they're not gonna come
absolutely.
up with the Sasquatch? Like, come on. And
Well, I mean that's an obvious go-to. If you can make anything, you're gonna try a Sasquatch in a three-piece suit. I mean, come on.
obviously,
With Italian shoes, of course.
obviously.
I mean, this is a classy event.
I love it. I love it all. It's so, and I think for me, I am very sensitive to beauty and lack thereof. So when
Mm,
I like, if I'm walking around a city and if I feel like it's really ugly around me, I have to make myself look for something beautiful.
me too.
Right. And so I
Even if
find
you're staring at a corner and you're literally homeless and there's nothing in the corner but crap, you can still find something beautiful there.
yeah, that's true.
I love that about you.
Yes. And I find your art has so much beauty in it that that's what strikes me. It's just beautiful the textures and like those pants and those
I
shoes.
mean, just to give you all of my tips so that you guys can go do it, because I mean, it's there for you. But
Yeah,
I just try to add as many things as I can, and you just slowly tweak it, tweak it, tweak it. Look at it, what's missing. It's too flat, it's too whatever, you know. They keep giving me this close up I don't want. So I'm going to say long shot, or I'm going to say shoes, or I'm going to say vast distance to create
right.
space, or whatever. And
Right.
just keep. tweaking it. You can just add as many elements in as few words as possible. Once you get to that, that's the culmination event. Once you
Right.
get to that, you've pared it down to as few words as possible. You've got as many different elements. You've got this lighting, you've got something in the foreground, you've got the space, you've got the subject matter, you've got the textures, you've got the details, you've got the colors, you've got lens baby effects or whatever. Then boom, all of a sudden it's like bam, and you go, well, shoot,
Bam.
shoot,
Shoot.
look at that.
Bing. Wild. I love it. Well, I appreciate your perseverance with it because, man, we're all getting to benefit.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next. Do you want to answer this question? What is your most popular piece and why? Is there anything that stands out for you on that? Yeah.
Yeah, I looked because I looked at the questions I had.
Yeah.
Um,
Good.
the Pepe frog in the silk suit with the
Mm,
cigar on a motorcycle. It's a classic choice, everyone. That seems to be the most popular. That's extravaganza number 3, I believe. I mean, how can you pass up on a frog with a cigar?
you
I think
can't.
that just catches people's eye, so they click that one. It's nothing particular about that one, other than I think the picture
Got
on the
it.
front. Yeah.
Very cool.
I did that one with ratio in mind.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So I was doing some work with him. I've moved on from that, and now I'm working on an illustrator piece of my own, which is a girl putting her hands out like this, and she's shooting flowers and love down at the viewer. You're looking up at her, and you can see the sun and the sky behind her, and there's all these cool scroll like blue on white designs coming up from the bottom.
Wow.
So I'm working on that in Illustrator right now.
Beautiful. How much does having an audience or being a witness to other people's work affect your own creative process or output?
I think being a witness to other people's work is essential to my process. Um, I guess I'm going to say this without crying. Okay, relationships are the ingredient to everything that I do.
Yeah.
They're the ingredient to how I approach everything: piano, art, poetry. It's always relationships. So other people's work is essential to me.
Yeah. Yeah. What have you learned about yourself from having your Substack?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just can't even believe it. It just seems so strange. I just one day I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do this, and I do it, and everyone's really nice. I'm like, oh, what the heck? Why is everybody so nice here? Okay, I'll keep doing it. Oh, look how nice she is. Oh my gosh, did she just say that? What in the heck's going on? What is this place? Where am I? And then I'm like, well, I'll try a thing nobody likes. Everyone hates AI. Here you go. Here's a bunch of AI stuff. Oh, this stuff's awesome. I'm like, what? Guys, what the heck? Like, you don't encourage me. I'm going to do it again. I mean, I'm having a hard time not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, focus on your job. You got to have some balance in your life. And it's like, no, I feel like people really want me to do this right now. So now I have another excuse. So therefore, tonight I'm going to, spend 2 hours listening to some cool Gregorian chants or some real relaxing, healing frequencies. And I'm just going to chill out and make some images and see what happens. And there's no pressure because I'm doing it for free forever and I don't care.
Yeah.
And I mean, I support people charging for their work. People need to be supported for their work. I am receiving what I need in other areas. This
Right.
is for me just like a thing that I do for fun. But I'm meeting a lot of people, and at some point I will be um, doing more than what I'm doing now. I'll be sharing artwork and music and things like
Yeah.
that. And if I have a fan base, that would be great. That's not a problem. As an artist, moving forward, someday I might translate that into something else. But for now, I like keeping it free just for me because that means it's absolutely zero pressure. It's completely frivolous in every way, and there's no expectations.
Yeah. And that's a great place to be creating from. I mean, you want it to feel like play, you know?
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's hard having your art pay for your life.
yeah.
The stuff that you're doing definitely needs to be supported financially. Um, and I'm not saying that I don't deserve to be supported financially, but I don't feel like I don't need it at this time. I mean,
Ah,
I'm not rolling in it, guys, but you know,
yeah.
I have what I need. I'm learning about what's important here. And again, it's not necessarily the product itself that's important, it's the relationships.
Exactly. And authenticity is key to that, right? Kind of
Yeah.
sharing your insides out,
And
you know?
to me, another reason why I like keeping mine free and free of any framework is because I feel like I want to read a lot of people's stuff,
Yeah.
and it takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
and I want to absorb that because there's so much going on here.
Yeah. Yes, and you know what I noticed this past week? It's been really busy for me, and I haven't been able to engage as much as I'd like to. I have a lot of posts I haven't read, and I can feel that distance. I can feel like I haven't kept up with it, and it is something I care about, and it's something that I want to continue investing in. So it's like, and I'm sure you're like me. It's a sense thing. It's a sensory thing. You can feel when you've just strayed a little too far from that connectivity and you want to engage again in it, you know? Keep you got to keep dipping the toes and doing the comments and reading what people are doing, and it's cuz it's a living thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
right? It's like nourishing a plant. Like you can't let it get too dry, you know? Well,
Right.
depends what plant it is, but
Yeah. But let's all forgive each other right now for that, by the way. So if any of you don't come and look at my stuff or talk to me for a while, I embrace you with open arms.
oh, I love that.
And I'm not judging you because I
People
understand.
have
Because I know
lives.
what it's like to open up your Yahoo mail or whatever mail you use. Sorry, I said Yahoo. That's so lame. Yahoo. Their news drives me nuts. But I open it up and it's just star, 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 star.
Yeah.
And the other day I was like, I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way to the top.
Ah. Yeah, I like what you're saying. Like it's there for when you have the time and you can go in and absolutely.
Yeah.
And
And
I
we're
do
all
say that
here
to
for each
myself.
other.
Yeah, and people
We
have
support each
lives.
other. And sometimes I might put something out that you're not interested in. You know,
Right.
I might go off on a tangent on something that is not you're not interested right now. That's
Right.
totally fine. I did it for me and also for anyone else who wanted, to see that at the time. So we're
Exactly.
not we don't have to dig into everything with each other to prove that we love each other.
Exactly. Exactly. I share that thought. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is your favorite book or author?
Yeah, I thought about this one. Actually, I meant to look up the end of the story and I forgot, but I'm just going to tell you half the story. So I've read so many books that are wrong. Okay. I spent most of my life being wrong and choosing the wrong books. I chose books that were misinforming me because I was misinformed. I don't tend to read fiction. I quit reading fiction in high school. I loved fiction in high school. I read sci-fi and stuff. But as an adult, I just want to learn, learn, learn all the time. I don't want to spend any time doing anything but learning if I'm reading or listening to an audiobook. So I've listened to a lot of self-help books and I've listened to a lot of science books and I've listened to a lot of, other things that I wouldn't listen to now. There was one book though that did stand out to me, and that was A Blessed Unrest by Peter Hawking. Hawking. Um, and he was talking about the ground up movement. Now, he may have said a thing or two that I wouldn't agree with today regarding environmentalism and whatnot. But his basic premise was that the people have to do the work of caring and taking care of their local area and standing up for what is good and right with regard to the earth. And he talks about Silent Spring and all this other kind of stuff. So the things that I love from that book were the Micmac tribe. Are you familiar with the Micmac tribe?
Familiar.
So the women would ask the matriarch, or the whole tribe would ask the matriarch whether they should go to war or not. And if the matriarch didn't agree, they wouldn't do it. And when women had their menses, they would all get together in the tent, and the young lady who was in charge of that would go around and take care of those ladies while they were there. And I think that's just lovely. And also, this is my favorite one, but I don't remember the end of the story. Can I swear on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Free
So
speech zone, baby.
there's an Inuit. There's a story of some Inuit. Um, they're getting pushed out of their land, and the Inuit grandfather doesn't want to go. And the people say, well, we have to, because the pressure is too much and we have to go. So we pack everything up, they leave. They leave him there alone, assuming that he's gonna freeze and die. And he doesn't. It's the ultimate story of perseverance. It's disgusting also. So what he does is he has two dogs with him,
Uh-oh.
and he shits in his hand and forms that into a blade because it's frozen, and stabs the dog and kills it. Sorry, vegetarians and dog lovers. I love dogs too. But anyway, he kills one of his dogs. He skins it. He uses it to make a sled. He uses the other
Wow.
dog to pull the sled. And down the mountain with his shit knife he goes until he gets to wherever the head people are that are in charge of the negotiations are going. This is the part I don't remember. But he ends up getting down there and talking to them, and they're so impressed by his perseverance and his resilience that they're interested, and he ends up actually coming up with a quasi, beneficial plan for his people.
Huh.
But I just always thought that was the ultimate in perseverance.
It is making a shit knife.
I mean, like, literally your whole family is leaving you there to die, and you still turn it around.
Yeah. Amy, what matters most to you?
My When I say my family, I'm not going to cry. I mean all the people.
Yeah. Oh.
If I didn't have piano, I would be a basket case.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah. I mean, when all of this crap hit the fan in 2020, I had an existential crisis
Yeah.
because I didn't know how to calibrate my empathy. So I was like connected to too many points of light, and it just was crazy making. I mean, I kind of got a glimpse of how easy it would be to just go whoop,
Yeah.
like, and I played my heart out, and then I felt better. And
Yeah.
now I try to calibrate. But I really love people, like all people.
Yeah. It's hard to be sensitive in this world. It's not easy. And when you find what really helps you, it's such a gift. And I'm like you, man. Music. What would we do without our music?
I don't know. I probably
Honestly.
have a lot more road rage for sure.
Yeah. Amazing. What else would you like others to know about you, if anything, if this question resonates? Like I said with Chris, it's like, I guess the idea behind it is this is all Substack related, but you have a whole life outside Substack. So
Yeah. Um, man, okay, I'll tell you this. Um, when I go into Publix, I can walk into Publix right now and go, caca, and I'll get at least three people who will respond back with a caca.
okay, wait, what is Publix? Is that
Oh,
an
I'm
American?
sorry, it's a grocery store.
Okay, American. Yeah,
Yeah,
see? Yeah.
it's a grocery store.
Okay, that is hilarious.
Yeah, I just go and I go, caca, and I'll hear a few like, people. Those are my people. That's the call of my people.
That is amazing.
I started doing that with my family, um, my extended family. Whenever I would show up at a party, I'd get out of the car and be like, and everyone would start doing it. And then during the pandemic, when we were all, stay 6 feet apart and like everything sucks, I just started being weird with
Yeah.
everybody because I was over it. I'm like, yeah, screw this, man. How are you doing? What's going on? You're not taking that crap from them, are you? Because it's all a bunch of crap. You know that, right? Read my shirt. And I would put on my shirt, it would say, you are the beneficiary of this earth.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
And I'd be like, oh, when I come in, I'm going to go, because that's the call of my people. Just trying to interject some fun and just say heck with it.
Yeah.
And I made a bunch of friends at the grocery store.
Oh, I
And
love
now
it.
when I'm checking out, people go, especially young people, and they go, excuse me, ma'am, would you like some help out to your car? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good, but you can come with me if you want to. It's nice out. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on. And on the way out, I'll be like, congratulations, because I always park in the farthest spot, as far away from the door as you can get, because I love being outside and I want to walk as far as possible everywhere I go.
Wow. See, I like that, knowing that about you too. Yeah, you love your nature.
Yep, I love my nature and my people.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Amy, what does this next year hold for you?
So many things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my music room set up. Well, I have a nice music room. I just can't record and whatnot. So I'm gonna get that going. I'm gonna get
Great.
some samples on my Substack of stuff that's already been recorded
Great.
so that you all can know that I can in fact play something. And I'm gonna be actually painting, and we're gonna be going out on the boat when we can as a family, and being out there is so beautiful. And I'll be doing all the usual stuff in between, but I'm going to be growing a lot this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. I can't wait to hear your music and see your paintings.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, you just ooze, creativity and inspiration. And I think we're all going to be excited to see more of your art.
I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
What has happened at Substack is that people like me who felt like everybody was a little bit weird around them were able to come here and realize that the things that they think are not absurd or preposterous or crazy or singular. And even if it did go away, which I wouldn't wish that on us, any of us, but if it did, we still have that. We've still made that connection, have that realization, and know that all of those people that are out there, they're there talking and thinking about these things with us. And that is a power that the internet has absolutely nothing to do with.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. It has definitely given me this gift of, in reality, the fact is, I am not alone. And there are so many people. I just picture us like these little lighthouses plunked all over the place, and we're shining our beams, and we're connecting and just lighting shit up.
Yeah, and I can't stop thinking about you guys. You're all so powerful. I was in my yard the other day. Don't want to go into a long diatribe because we're probably out of time. I don't know. But my neighbor got mad at me about something she perceived was real, which I didn't see was real. And I tried to work it out with her and it didn't work. She doesn't want to be okay with me. She wants to be mad at me. So every time I think about her, I think, I hope your garden grows. I hope your garden thrives. And I was thinking,
Oh,
maybe, she'll come around if I keep doing that. And her garden is thriving, which is awesome. And what was the point? Oh, you guys. I was out in my yard trying to concentrate on what I'm doing, enjoy the birds, listen to the air, ignore the ambulances. And out she comes. And she's throwing me negative energy. She doesn't want to acknowledge me. And so I put myself in a bubble first. And then I think about you guys. And I'm like, oh, look at all of my friends, if they were here right now, what they would be thinking or doing or saying about the situation. And it just felt good. Like
yeah.
I was, you know, like I'm
Yes.
not just being a good example to my neighbor. I'm kind of being a voice with a community to my neighbor.
Wow. Wow.
And that doesn't make me choke up at all.
It is so beautiful because it's real. It's the realest thing. Yeah.
So the other day, her husband, who I guess she probably told him not to talk to me, and he hadn't talked to me since the incident, but he was walking by one day and I couldn't actually tell who it was at first. And I looked at him a few times and he, then I was like, oh, it's him. So I just went about my business and left him in peace. He doesn't have to talk to me. I don't want to get him in trouble. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm just putting some diatomaceous earth down to get rid of these ants. He's like, oh, you should use hot water. And I was like, I tried that, but it didn't work. They keep moving and my pug keeps walking through it. And he's like, all right, well, good luck. And off he went. And I thought, well, I'll take that.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah.
So hopefully she'll come around someday. But even, if she doesn't, that's okay.
You
You
know,
know,
it's like you're the empty boat that's bumping into her. She's
I
got some
love that one. When
right?
you said that, I love that.
Yeah. Because it's again, especially as a sensitive being, it's easy to take someone's lack of love coming at you and really take it on yourself and feel like, "Oh, like what did I do? Why don't you like?" But
Yeah, like
it's
if you knew who I was, you would
yeah.
not think this about me at
Yeah.
all.
But it's in her long before she even knew you existed. So, that's her, you just happen to be an outlet for it, unfortunately, but you can handle it because you have your community behind you.
I know. You guys give me extra power that day to be out there and feel happy in my space.
And that is amazing. And that I really have to think, you know, what is all of this for? What is going on? Why are we at this point in this cycle of history? And I can only reconcile it as a game, a classroom. There's something underway here. And I feel like we're embodying the answer to that question. And it's for us to really figure that out. And the power and magic that comes from our connections just creates this superpower. It amplifies it. And I'm experiencing that in my own life too. Even if I just wake up alone and I make a coffee and I do like you guys you're feeding me in my day to day. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's incredible.
it is incredible. Yeah, what a gift. Okay, sister. Well, let's wrap it up. And I just want to say thank you. And it's been such a pleasure getting to know you. You amuse me more than I can. I mean, I can only put so many exclamation points, but I always want to do at least 100 more. So you're amazing, and it's such a pleasure to know you. And
Oh, I love you too.
all
And I
yours.
find you so inspiring and everything that you're doing. And I love your music and your sweet voice
Thank
and
you.
the things that you put forward.
Thank you. Thank
Yep.
you. Awesome. All right. Well,
Yep.
more to come.
Okay.
Have a beautiful Saturday.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
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 I love you.
I love you too. Oh, bye. Like Jekyll hid his hide, you kept your monster